Trees compared to human beings. Trees can be compared to human beings as there are leaves, the tree trunk, roots, and tree bark. These are the main parts of a tree. The roots are what keep the tree upright and supply water and nutrients from the soil. The trunk is the main part of the tree, and the leaves are responsible for photosynthesis, producing sugar and oxygen. Tree bark protects the tree from any danger or any damage. The tree is divided into different subsections. After the trunk, next comes the limbs. Then come the branches, twigs, and leaves. Thus, the tree subdivides from the largest to the smallest members: the trunk, the limbs, the branches, the twigs, and finally the leaves. Here we see the main parts of a human body. So you can see from the center, the trunk, then the limbs, arms and legs, then the hands and feet, the fingers and toes, and finally the nails on the hands and feet. Our trunk is the main part of the body. The tree trunk is the main part of a tree's body. In the human body, the stomach and the chest are the main part of our bodies, and is like the trunk of the tree, and which is also called the tree trunk. Our arms and legs are connected to our trunk. The tree limbs are smaller than the tree trunk. The human body is subdivided like the trunk of a tree, so the stomach and the chest are like the trunk of a tree. The limbs would be like the legs and the arms. The hands and the feet would be like the branches, and the fingers and the toes would be like the twigs, and finally the fingernails and the toenails would be like leaves as they continually grow. See how each subdivision is smaller than the previous. Our hands and feet are connected to our limbs. The tree branches are smaller than tree limbs. Human being hands and feet are connected to our limbs. Our fingers and toes are connected to our hands and feet. The tree twigs are smaller than tree branches. Our fingers and toes are smaller than our hands and feet. The sequence from largest to smallest is perfectly matched in human bodies and trees. Our trunk compared to a tree trunk. Our limbs, arms and legs compared to tree limbs. Our hands and feet compared to tree branches. Our fingers and toes compared to tree twigs. Human being fingernails and toenails. Our fingernails and toenails grow. Tree leaves grow. Fingernails are on the fingers and toenails are on the feet. Our fingernails and toenails grow, and so do tree leaves. Here we can see the circulatory system in plants as they are made up by the phloem and the xylem. These components are part of the circulatory system of a plant. In the human body, there are veins and arteries. The circulatory system is composed of arteries and veins. Arteries carry clean blood full of nutrients and oxygen, and veins remove waste products and CO2. So the human body's circulatory system is similar to the plant circulatory system and performs similar processes in plants by exchanging products and byproducts. Byproducts are waste products. Plants produce and release oxygen and absorb carbon dioxide from animals. Plants produce food from photosynthesis by converting CO2 into sugars. The sunlight shines on the leaves and produces sugar and oxygen. In our case, we need oxygen and nutrients from plants, and we release CO2 to plants as they need that for performing the photosynthesis process. The beneficial relationship between plants and animals is symbiotic, mutually beneficial. As we need oxygen and plants need carbon dioxide, we release carbon dioxide and plants release oxygen. Plants and trees absorb CO2 and produce oxygen from photosynthesis. Humans and animals inhale oxygen and exhale CO2. A human being and a tree are very related. A tree has a trunk, and a human being does too. A tree has limbs, and a human being has arms and legs. A tree has branches, and a human being has hands and feet. A tree has twigs, and the human body has fingers and toes. A tree has leaves, and the human body has fingernails and toenails. Leaves grow, and so do nails. A tree has bark, and a human being has skin. Bark covers and protects trees, and skin protects human beings. A tree has a circulatory system, and a human being does too. A tree has roots for taking in water, nutrients, and support, and human beings have their history to support their future. So we can see the similarities between a tree and a human being, and that shows us there's something divine and wonderful about God's creation and the beauties of life.